Hello, love. I'm so happy that you're here. And if you're here, it's because some aspect of your relationships aren't going as well as you would like them to be. Perhaps you're struggling with communication, you're trying to communicate in a skillful, gentle way, but it's still not leading to the closeness and connection that you want with the people around you. You could be struggling with sexual and erotic issues, performance when it comes down to intimacy. You really, really want connection, but find yourself retracting alone, feeling disconnected way more often than you would like to. Or you've studied relationship, you know nonviolent communication, but still you are having difficulty reaching the levels of connection and depth that you know are possible with somebody that you love. You might be struggling with your partner, you might be struggling with friends, you might be struggling all across the board. And I am here to offer some support. I'm Phenix Rose. I created the energetic intimacy method, and it's my method for transforming the relational space through understanding your nervous system, learning how to work through trauma, developing your energetic skill set, and applying tantra to create soul fire connection. You're going to learn how to transform conflict into depth of connection, because truly conflict is the gateway to depth of connection if we know how to navigate it skillfully. Now, by now, you've heard of the concept of mind, energy, body. You've probably gone to the gym, you work out your body from time to time. Maybe you have a mindfulness practice, positive outcomes only, you meditate. Are you exercising your energy body? That is where I come in. I am an energetic intimacy expert, an energy expert. I've been in the field for over 15 years. And understanding energy can transform the entire way that you relate. And I'm here to be your energy body trainer. This is work that I absolutely love. I've seen energetic intimacy transform relationship after relationship because we are learning how to turn conflict into deeper connection. Conflict is inevitable. It's going to happen everywhere all the time. We actually really need to normalize conflict as a society. Usually when conflict happens, it's when we recoil, we pull away, we shut down, we have a reaction, we create bigger fracture in our relationships, and our outcome isn't the one that we desire, which is closeness, connection, intimacy, love, support, to feel good, right? That's where energetic intimacy comes in. I am teaching you how to track the system in such a way that you're understanding what process is occurring for you when conflict is arising, or even when success is arising, because there might be a process that occurs for you then. You're really able and learning to track the signs and signals that come up in your relational field when in the presence of true vulnerability, because you've been asking for depth of connection, but what really happens when it shows up in your field? Do you stay resourced and regulated, or does it activate childhood patterns that cause you to react or pull back or run away or lean really too far in too fast, right? These are the types of things that you're learning to become aware of through energetic intimacy, understanding what's happening in the somatic and energetic landscape, and learning to be able to skillfully navigate so that you can have the depth of connection that you desire. Because I know that you want a healthy, supportive, fulfilling relationship. We all do. Relationships actually create health, and they can certainly break health. You've been in relationships that have broken your health, that have taken a long time to recover from, because it is true that when we are in love, it acts like a drug. And when we lose that connection, we have to go through a withdrawal. And sometimes that withdrawal is pretty devastating. So I am here to help you navigate the energetic side of relationships and intimacy, how to stay connected during erotic charge, what to do with erotic charge, what's in the space, and teaching you how to track your system more skillfully so that you know what's happening and you know what to do when it's happening. Now, this is just a little taster. You're welcome to hop into the full energetic intimacy course. Again, I'm watching it transform relationship after relationship, including in my own world. So let's dive in. First, I want to talk about this word somatic. Somatic means energy connected to the body. You're learning to feel energy through the body. And this is the type of therapy that I think takes traditional talk therapy to the next level, because you're not only talking stuff out, in talk therapy, we're looping in the story. Sometimes that story is getting aggravated, and it can take a really long time and be a really slow process to healing through traditional talk therapy. Now, somatic healing takes that same wounding, that same energy, and it connects it to the body. So now you are tracking sensations in the body. And when you connect it to the body, it's able to move more quickly and easily. This is the simplified version. Now, part of energetic intimacy, I teach something called feeling you, feeling me. And this is a profound technique for transforming the relational space through understanding trauma, somatic energy, and being able to provide co-regulation, not only for yourself, but for the people that you're in relationship with. And it sounds simple in theory, because it really, truly is. We all have this technology inherent inside of us, but because we're living in such a fractured, traumatized world, it becomes a little bit more complex because our systems aren't clear and they're not processing normally. And we have a lot of, let's call it, mud in our rivers, and that is skewing the way that we're relating with one another. I'm going to drop us into a mini somatic practice. You can get a sense for what that means. So wherever you're at, I'm going to have you close your eyes. Close your eyes and begin to feel into your internal landscape. Get a sense for what's going on in there. Are you present? Is your mind wandering all over? Does the energy feel nice and grounded and slow and calm? Or do you feel as though you're moving really fast inside? Is there an upward movement to the energy, or is there a kind of a sinking down, a downward movement? And simply here, tune in for movement. What part of the energy is moving, is vibrating with aliveness? Can you get a sense for those places inside your system? What about the places that feel dark, stuck, frozen, not moving, right? What places in you don't feel like they're moving? And tuning in there, are you able to feel that inside of you? And also, are you able to feel anything at all? Because if you're not able to feel anything or track any sensation in your system, that is always something. That means that numbness is present in the somatic and energetic space. You shut down feeling, you shut down sensing, and always for a very, very intelligent reason. In energetic intimacy, I will teach you a safe way to begin to reactivate that sensing muscle, because truly, in order to have intimacy outside of yourself, you need to be able to see and feel inside of yourself. Into me, I see, I call it. Seeing inside yourself, feeling inside of yourself is the first step to deeper intimacy. You're never going to be able to have the intimacy that you desire if you cannot feel yourself. And if you can't feel yourself, you certainly can't feel the people who you are in relationship with. But if that's where you're at on the journey, that is okay. That is information. That is the place where we begin. And it's a perfectly beautiful place to begin. So this is a mini somatic process, tracking the sensations in your system. It's as simple as that. When our energy is healed and integrated, it's moving. It's a river of flow. Particles are vibrating. It's in motion. It's a very soft and subtle motion. They call it subtle energy for a reason. You have to be really dialed in your sensing to be able to access it. Some people are able to feel subtle energy easier and some people less. And that just depends on how you run your energy. Feeling body, you, feeling me, how to apply somatic awareness to the relational space. What usually happens in conflict is something comes up. Usually it's overwhelm. It's a feeling of disconnect. It's fear. It's stress. And what escalates the conflict is when we bring it to somebody or when we don't bring it to somebody because we're too scared. And rather than experiencing co-regulation and connection, the disconnect amplifies. The situation gets worse. And this happens when somebody, your partner or a friend, brings you some of their hurt, their pain, their discomfort. And instead of meeting them with curiosity and feeling them, there is a reaction, anger. Why are you telling me that I'm doing it wrong? Resistance, right? Any number of things that can happen in the relational space that create more disconnection rather than deeper connection. So here in Feeling You, Feeling Me, what we're doing is we're slowing down the process. If you have enough resource, if you have enough regulation in your nervous system to be able to sit with this person in the process that they are so generous in sharing with you. It takes courage to bring vulnerability to somebody, especially when someone is in pain, right? It's such an honor to be able to hold that beautiful, precious heart, right? And also how we bring the pain matters in the relationship dynamic. But really, if somebody is in pain, that pain is longing to be felt and heard and understood. And if the pain keeps coming up and the same conversation keeps happening, it's because you're not truly feeling the energy in the space. So feeling you, feeling me means that I'm feeling you, feeling me. Not you're feeling my system with me and you're reflecting accurately my system to me. Now, this is a beautiful relational process rather than reacting, which reaction might still occur, but you can take a moment to say, I'm noticing a reaction. Give me a second. Let me breathe through it. Let me do my process. Let me take a little bit of space and I'll come back in 5 minutes when I'm more resourced and regulated and I can meet you and feel you. Whatever the pain is, you're bringing your awareness into their system. Now, you're not merging with their system. You're bringing your awareness to their system and you are feeling their pain with them. And in order to do that, you're simply tracking, just like you tracked somatically in your own system. Now you're tracking somatically in their system. Oh, I notice as you share that pain, your voice really speeds up and I can feel the fear in your system. And wow, there's a lot of overwhelm here, isn't there? Yeah, that stress is really palpable. And I notice that as I listen to you, your energy rises up and I can no longer feel you down in your legs, right? You're tracking their system, you're tracking the energetic movements, what happens when this pain is activated, and you're able to skillfully and accurately reflect it to them, right? And this part is the mystical part of this experience. This is the part that requires you to be clear enough and resourced enough to be able to do this, because if you have a high amount of overwhelm, dysregulation, and nervous system charge in your system, you're not going to be skillful at feeling the person that you're in relationship with. You both are dysregulated. When two systems are dysregulated and unable to co-regulate, this is where fracture, disconnection, disruption occurs and the problem gets bigger rather than the conflict turning into deeper connection, which is really the intelligence of it. If we're able to move through it with skill, do this practice, then that conflict can turn into soul fire, beautiful, coherent connection. And when I use the word coherence, I mean harmony, vibrating in a nice way, a good sensation, right? And again, there's not necessarily good or bad here. It's just what is the somatic sense of the energy operating in the system. Trauma stays trapped in the system because something occurred at a point in time. And at the point in time it occurred, it was too overwhelming for you to navigate on your own. You didn't have the time, you didn't have the skill, you didn't have the support. Any of these things could have occurred. And so what your nervous system did, which is highly intelligent, is it froze it in time. And it's frozen in time and your river is flowing around it, but this trauma is acting like a rock in the river. And so the more rocks you have in your river, the less able you are to feel another person. If you look at it, if I have all these rocks in between you and me, the perception and the connection between you and I becomes distorted. Can you sort of sense that? Versus if my energy system is open and flowing and integrated, we're able to perceive each other more fluidly, right? There's flow, there's coherence in the system. Most of us have trauma. We're incarnating into a fractured world. That is just the state of things. There's personal trauma, there's ancestral trauma, there's collective trauma, and there's planetary trauma. And when we incarnated into form, we all took a little bit of this as our material to integrate in this lifetime. Some people are doing that well. Some people aren't doing that at all. and the fracture and the trauma gets bigger, right? We have this kind of dueling energy in our world where there is a lot of repair, there is a lot of integration, there is a lot of healing. And simultaneously, there's people who are unwilling to face the energy, to feel the energy, to transform the energy. And they're creating more and more and more transgressions for the rest of us. That's what happens. You have to be willing to feel the world that you are living in order to create the world that you desire to be in. You can't just go from this reality to that reality because you will it to be so. We actually have to heal and integrate in this time, place, and space right now. And if you have trauma, you actually have to heal and integrate then in time and space so that energy can become emergent now and moving now. Healing is the restoration of the energy body's original movement, its flow. Trauma, rocks in the river. And in order for you to be informed about me, my form has to be able to come into your form, my energetic form. And if it can only come into your form to the degree that your river is clear, right? If you have a bunch of rocks, that form is coming in, but it's hitting all this material and your perception of me is skewed. And this is where we get slander and gossip and misinformation. And this is where you're in relationships saying, I don't really feel like you see me. You definitely don't understand me. They can't. They have too much trauma active in their own system. That's why doing this healing and integration work, both individually and relationally, is super important to the restoration of our world. This is a beautiful technology that when you learn how to utilize will transform the entire landscape of your life. And I am just introducing it to you. It's so vast. It's so cool. It's so mystical. And it really can enhance your relationship. And that's what we truly all want. That is what I want. Healthy, happy, harmonious, loving relationships where if stuff comes up, I'm able to be seen, felt, heard, connected to, and the material gets to restore. And you and I have depth of connection. That's what I want. That is why I teach this, because that is my strongest desire for this planet, is that we each get to experience healthy, loving, fulfilling relationships. And right now, from where I'm sitting and standing, it is not commonplace. There is too much trauma, there is too much fracture, there is too much distortion, and the information is skewed because of all of that. You likely have felt alone in a sea of people, and sometimes even alone around your closest people, because we're missing this ability. You know, this takes empathy to the next level. Empathy is, oh, wow, I really understand why you would feel that way based on what occurred. I really understand, right? Empathy. Oh, yeah, that sounds and feels really hard. What do you need to help you feel better, basically? Attunement is, wow, I can feel how that situation is resonating in your system. I can feel the stress. I can feel how your heart is pulled back and retracted. I can feel the wall between you and I that has come up. I am right here feeling this with you. And when you are no longer alone in your pain that you've been alone with for the entire duration of its existence, it begins to melt and transform, and connection opens up, right? For some of us, we might have to do this a lot because there's a lot of rocks in the river, a lot of trauma. But it really is, it can be so simple when learn how to do with skill. It's a simple technique. However, it becomes complicated because the amount of material that we're each carrying. But if you truly love somebody, then you better be willing to take the time to see, feel, and understand them. And if you're not doing that, that's not love, right? That's something else. Because precision, attunement, being willing to feel, being able to be a resourced vessel for the people that we loved when they are in distress, that's love. That's going to foster connection. Now, mind you, if somebody is constantly dysregulated and upheaval and their nervous system is totally fractured and they're coming to you over and over and over and over again, you also get to choose if that's the right dynamic, if you want to be in that support role all the time, or if maybe there's a different type of nervous system state that's going to be more beneficial for where you're at. However, community relationships are a beautiful technology that help us open, activate, heal. We always attract the perfect people for whatever we are needing to move through in our lives. Seen it over and over again. Okay, that's feeling you, feeling me. There's going to be a lot of that in energetic intimacy. It's a skill set. Relationship is not an inherent ability. It's a skill set. The other things we have in energetic intimacy are tantra, right? Tantra and energy healing. Tantra is using energy to foster deeper connection, intimacy, and awareness. It's a way to create more flow through the energetic anatomy, the energy body. Remember, I'm the energy body trainer. I will get that energy body open and flowing more if you give me the opportunity, because again, that's healing, that's restoration when things are in motion. So Tantra helps that integration. It helps you understand the energetic anatomy and the energetic pathways. It helps you create restoration. And in that, it can lead to deeper connection, intimacy, closeness, higher states of arousal, transcendental experiences. It's quite cool. We're going to do a tiny little taste of Tantra, just a mini. I want you to bring your awareness into the center of your heart. Your heart chakra is in the center of your chest. And you're going to visualize the heart energy opening, expanding like a ball that's glowing 360 degrees inside the center of your chest, inviting it to open, come alive, expand if it's willing. And here you get to notice, is my heart willing to expand, or is it hard, shut down, not wanting to budge, right? That's the somatic tracking of your system. But if your heart is willing to expand, expand it now. And then you're going to send a line from your heart to meet the energy of my heart right in the space between us. So right in the center between you and I, wherever you're at in the world, send that heart line out, and I'm sending mine out to you. And feel what it's like to have that heart line extended towards, hey, maybe a stranger, maybe you know me, someone new. This is the relational line in our energy field. So notice what it's like to have that heart extended, if it feels easy, if you are able to feel the connection or not, or you might just have to visualize it for now if that's where you're at on the journey. Totally, totally fine wherever you're at. And then slowly, gently, we're going to pull that heart energy back into your own physical and energetic space. And notice what it's like to come back into your own energetic space, having just been connected. And if you're able to notice any subtle shifts in the experience, that's it. Tantra is utilizing the energy body to create deeper connection. Really cool things can happen when tantric energies keep flowing. Energy orgasm, multiple orgasms, again, transcendental states of experience, orgasms from not even touching. So much is possible when the energetic technology of the energy body gets activated. It's really cool. And I love teaching this because energetics as a blueprint are rarer. There's not that many. However, it's something that we can all develop. And I've been very underfed in intimacy as an energetic. So I teach it because I want more people to activate this technology, this energy technology that we all have. So, there'll be a lot of tantra in energetic intimacy. And the last piece is energy healing. And I see tantra and energy healing as the same. I use tantra for healing. Tantra has a sexual connotation in the Western world, and it can be applied to that. And it's certainly, I always say that I'm in the business of turning people on, and I'm doing a play on turn on and arousal, because our natural state is highly sensational and highly aroused. When the energy is flowing, when it's moving, when it's integrating, we should feel tingles and flows all the way from our head to our toes, and turn on is inherent. But I mean, when I say I'm in the business of turning people on, I mean, I'm turning the energy body on. And by turning the energy body on, your arousal is getting higher. Your sensation is getting higher. That is why and how I'm in the business of turning people on, because it's all connected. So there's a lot of learning about the energy, applying the energy, understanding the energy of relationship, and then learning what to do. In energetic intimacy, we also learn about the nervous system and how to sense dysregulation and what to do in different dysregulated states. I'll just run through the nervous system really quick. We have, if you think of it like a ladder, we have ventral vagal at the top of the ladder. This is a regulated nervous system state. Here, you're going to feel resourced, available, things are moving. It might not mean that life is easy, but you have capacity to navigate it. Ventral vagal, right? On the next rung down, we have the sympathetic nervous system. This is the part of the nervous system that's saying, I'm in danger. I need to do something now. The lion's chasing you. A tornado is coming. There's a flood, right? We got to do something now. So the nervous system kicks up. Adrenaline starts to pump, the mind starts racing, everything gets set into motion. It's fast. This fast, got to do something now. Under that, we have freeze. I'm going to skip over freeze for a moment because it's important to talk about the bottom rung of the ladder. The most dysregulated state is called dorsal vagal. This is total shutdown. This is the part of the nervous system that when an animal is attacking, plays dead or goes to sleep. If you've ever been in conflict and you find yourself falling asleep, this is your system shutting down. It is completely flooded and overwhelmed. It can actually feel like a flood inside your somatic experience. So, dorsal vagal, total shutdown. I can't do anything. It is hopeless. There's nothing I can do. Sympathetic, I have to do something now. Dorsal vagal, I can't do anything. And freeze is right in between. Freeze is both sympathetic activation, I have to do something now, and dorsal vagal, I can't do anything, operating at the same time. So what it might look like energetically is somebody seems calm, cool, and collected on the outside, but they have so much in the inner shell happening, and it might be confusing as a perception to track that. They seem and appear fine, but I'm also aware of a lot going on down there. That is freeze. It's both of them operating together. So we have this ladder. In energetic intimacy, you're learning about this. You're learning what to do in each state, how to track it and sense it somatically. Because again, if you are operating in a dysregulated nervous state inside your relationship and your partner is also operating in dysregulation, that's where you're creating more fracture. This process of energetic intimacy is teaching you how to recognize it, what to do about it, so that you can turn that dysregulation into co-regulation and transform your relational space. Now, this is where I'm going to end for now. This is a little taster of energetic intimacy. As you can see, I'm really passionate and knowledgeable about this topic. I've been in this field for over 15 years, and I want to invite you to book a call if you're interested in utilizing energetic intimacy to transform your relational space. It's a free call. I'll look at your energy. We can talk about what's going on with you relationally and decide if this is a good fit for you to help you in your relational landscape. You can do it as an individual. You can do it as a couple. You can even do it as a family unit, right? Any relationship is welcome to come to the space of energetic intimacy because this will help you transform the relational space. So feel free to book that call down below. And I look forward to connecting with you, understanding your relational landscape more. And I hope you enjoyed this taster of energetic intimacy. It truly is a game changer for the relational space because you deserve happy, healthy, connected, fulfilling relationships. And again, relationship is a skill set. It's not an inherent ability. So we need to practice, we need to develop. And this is a fun, playful, mystical, magical way for you to do that. I'm all about bringing the mysticism and the magic into the mundane, and energetic intimacy is that. So I hope to see you soon. Thank you for watching. So much love.